Hello everyone, welcome to Always Open. On today's show, we're going to be talking about a confessional about being turned on by farts, what makes you most nervous in the world, if you believe in ghosts and aliens, and a question about foot fetishes from an anonymous user. All right, and to kick things off, I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and with me today, I have...
Ashley.
Kirk.
And it's me. It's me, Ariel.
I wasn't sure what order it was going to go in, so I panicked.
It's always the same.
Yeah, well then last week I was also nervous because last week you switched it up and you introduced the people.
I tried it out.
So I was trying to see, did you not like it?
I like when people could speak for themselves. I don't know. We'll see how people react to that.
We all certainly look surprised.
It was very scary. I didn't expect it.
I could tell by your head turning.
Yeah.
Also, welcome special guest Kirk Johnson. Hello.
Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
I'm
very excited to be here.
very happy you're here. Before the show, Kirk asked me, he's like, which version of myself should I be?
I'm just gonna be myself.
Can you elaborate on the versions we have available?
Yeah, there's Naughty Boy.
Okay.
There's Mean Guy. There's Insecure and Overly Emotional Kirk.
that the real?
That's the real one. Yeah. So that's what you're getting today.
I like Naughty Boy.
Well, Naughty Boy might come out.
Well, Naughty
at
Boy might be
times.
able to help a couple people with their lives.
We should bring it out right now with our shot of the week.
Okay, this is
Naughty Boy.
definitely
Get that Naughty Boy out.
Okay, how do shots?
So
These Tritons.
this is a maraschino cherry that was optional for the shot, but we thought it might be a choking hazard, so we're just gonna hold it and do the shot.
Okay.
So this is the cherry cheesecake shot submitted by Samantha D, and it has vanilla vodka, cranberry juice, and grenadine syrup.
Ooh.
And it was made by Mariel, so if it's
Made
not good, blame Texas.
Bye, Mariel. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Don't choke on your maraschino.
Cheers.
Very
Oh,
cherry.
that's yum.
It's good.
That's yum.
It tastes like cheesecake.
It
Kind
does,
of.
kind of.
Yeah.
Is there cheese in this? Because I'm actually,
I sprinkled a
Also
little.
Cake.
Lactose intolerant.
yeah.
There's a cow in it.
I
Okay,
sprinkled
good.
a little cheese in there as a surprise.
Delicious.
Some curds.
Curds and whey. What is whey, by the way? Curds. When you say curds and whey, what is that?
Like whey protein.
It's like milk product.
Yeah, I think specifically it's cottage cheese.
Because you've heard people say like.
I'm pretty sure curds and whey is cottage cheese. So anytime you hear about like Little Bo Peep, bitch just eating cottage cheese.
She was on a diet.
It
back then.
gets
I think, yeah, it's something to do with like the separation of something. I don't know. I should know more about this, but I don't.
I'm disappointed.
Why should you?
You should know
'cause I
every
grew up on a
question
dairy.
I'm gonna ask.
I don't know.
Then yeah, you're right. You really
I should know more about milk and the proteins, but I don't.
Isn't
Milk
it also curds gets quite difficult, right? Like curds in the U.S. are mostly made in a couple specific areas, like Wisconsin, I think, and it can be difficult to get them. Tell us more, Canadian.
The old Wisconsin curds.
Yeah. That's what
Yes.
you put on your
You put them on your fries.
I do. We put everything on fries.
What else do you put on fries?
We put mayo on fries. That's a very Canadian thing. We put cheese and gravy, also known as poutine.
Those are delicious ingredients.
They're
that
very
are-
good.
It's true.
See, I grew up in Utah where we just made fry sauce.
What's
And-
fry sauce?
Married a bunch of people.
I married a bunch of people. You guys.
Wait, are you
by the
Mormon?
time I was 10, no,
You a secret Mormon?
Were you around it a lot?
I
growing
was
up?
around Mormons a lot.
Okay.
And so I got that a lot. Technically, I'm baptized, and then I was like,
As a
"Eh."
Mormon?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was
Secret
8, I
Mormon.
was like, I'm gonna do this. And then I was like, wait, you mean I have to do things like go to church and like believe and like give you my money? No.
And the mission trip and half-court basketball.
What?
Yeah, that's
they
not
only
happening.
play half-court basketball.
It's like they have
They
a
do
whole
play
rule
half
book.
because it's a.
They have like
it's
a whole-
little and yeah, like send dudes off to like go for their missions.
We love the Mormons.
It's just
Don't
a whole
Thank
thing.
you guys for your
It's just a
service.
whole thing.
Oh, I had the most awkward moment with that the other day. I was on, no, someone saying thank you for your service.
Oh.
So I was on a shuttle bus from the airport back to like the long-term parking area, and there was a guy there who was in uniform, and he was getting off the shuttle bus, and he was like, he got his bag down, and the bus driver let him off, and he was like, thank you, and then someone yelled from the back, thank you for your service, and he goes, my pleasure, and then the bus driver goes, thank you for my service too. I'm like,
Was the bus driver in the military, you think, or?
I think he was just wanting people to thank him for driving them to their cars.
It's a life-threatening job driving
Yeah,
a bus.
Sure it is.
I mean, he does a great job, and those guys, it's not a fun job. And I always say thank you when I get off,
Give him a little tip.
but it's
You
you're not-
tip the bus driver?
Yeah.
I give him $1.
Really?
Yeah.
The public bus driver?
No.
This is awkward.
This is not the public, but
The
this
school
is,
bus?
This is the shuttle that takes you at the airport to the long-term
Oh,
parking
right.
center.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
like take out your luggage for you, put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always kind of rush to get my bag myself so that I don't have to do that.
Yeah. I hate when
because-
people do
I just,
things for me.
I just
that
don't
could
really
do.
like
Yeah.
people touching my bags.
Yeah.
Same at hotels. I don't want anyone to take my stuff. It's my bag.
Yeah.
Keep your mitts off it. It's my bag.
So do you only do carry-on travel?
I mean, occasionally I'll do like a big travel, and even so, I hate checking a bag. Inconvenience aside, I'm like, who's got my bag right now?
I need to learn how to pack from you.
You
then,
guys
'cause I
don't know,
cannot
like,
not check a bag. I
love
That
checking a
kinky
bag.
shit I got in there, I can't have it just checking like going off. We're gonna get the law involved.
the law.
The law. What the hell is this?
Big floppy. It's tempting to like travel, like just like put some gigantic like cartoon dildos in a bag and just
Yeah.
see if on the other side you get that little note from TSA. Anytime they open your bag, they have to like leave the note inside to be like inspected by like.
You should throw in some like photos of you in like really kinky
Yeah.
shit, like, all in latex.
It's like furry outfits.
A whole bunch of like sexy photos of dogs.
Wait, time out.
Do y'all have those?
What is
who you
a
are?
sexy photo of a dog?
I don't know. Maybe there's a dog being like this.
Yeah. I pictured a dog in a bikini.
Me too.
Or like a maid's outfit.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
You
rough
don't
start.
think those people that put costumes on their dogs are doing it for like cutesy reasons, do you? No,
Like
they're
they're-
It's all sexual?
Like they're into it.
They might be.
Wait, is
really-
it for
really
other
cute
wait,
breed
before you
dogs, those
is it for other dogs to like turn on other dogs or
It
like
might be like, look, this is a dog eat dog world.
this was all so that you could get to that one.
There is a dog dating app. I think it's called Tin Dog. Maybe. Oh my God, you're crying.
I'm just amused by myself and my sexy dog photos. Thank you.
Wait,
God, wait.
for like doggy dates?
Yeah, it's like the profile is
face?
pretty much just your dog, and it's like, oh, this is like Paco. He's the pug who loves to like.
Fuck in the ass.
He's down for threesomes. He's down for like. Anyway, I don't know if it still exists, but I know it did at one point. I
Oh
think it
my
was called
God.
Tin Dog. Maybe I'm making that up.
I mean, people do get very obsessed with their pets.
Yeah.
Like the amount of effort people go to like buy costumes and stuff and have their like little doggy dates with each other. It's
I mean, I think
weird.
like a lot of that, I'm like, okay, fine. You don't want kids, but you kind of want kids. I can, but
you
when
live
it
vicariously through it.
graduates to the point of like strollers,
A dog in a stroller?
a dog in a stroller, that's
Oh, what a
when
cute
I'm like,
baby.
okay, maybe this is taking it a little bit far. Like the dog has 4 legs, it can walk.
Can walk.
And if your dog doesn't want to walk, that dog probably needs to walk.
Poor pup. All right, well let's start things off with a confessional. This is obviously an anonymous one, and if
love
you
that
have a
one.
confessional, you could submit one to alwaysopen@roosterteeth.com. Love to hear you. I read this one, and I couldn't tell if this person was fucking with us or not, but it's
When was it sent in? That's the big question.
like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was not sent in on Saturday.
Oh, April Fool's. Gotcha. All right, so it reads. So, I get massively turned on by girls farting. Fucking weird, I know. Just something about it, man. Had sex with an ex, she was totally down to do it, and it was some of the best sex of my life.
When I read this in the email, it was probably like laughed out loud was probably one of the best things we've ever done.
Yeah.
And I love to kink shame, but I don't want to kink shame this. I
Why
just think
not?
it's so funny. My kink is kink shaming, so.
Oh, gotcha. Right. Rael's so turned on right now.
I mean, I like finding one amusing has got to be better than being like, ew,
Yeah.
gross. What's wrong with you?
Is it the release of, like, I'm asking you because you're a guy.
Sure.
I'm like, what?
What turns you on about farting?
Well, I don't get turned on by I think I get turned on emotionally by farting because I think it's something very special that you can share with somebody that you're both completely at ease and comfortable with one another, that you have these fun fart games, and it just becomes like, I mean, there's nothing more universally accepted as comedy around the globe and other planets as farting. Like
I
it
I
can,
mean, there's an
it can
entire
break down
industry of
walls.
whoopee cushions dedicated to
Yeah.
this form of humor.
So I think to like couples that don't fart in front of each other is very strange.
really?
To me.
Yeah, no, I think the three of us. I don't know about you and Bernie,
Really?
but I don't know.
I-
Something
I'm-
that we keep private.
Here's the thing. I am completely fine with farting in front of someone. I had a boyfriend for 6 years, and we used to like Dutch oven each other all the time. I used to be
Sure.
like watching TV, he would come over and like sit on me and fart, like totally, completely comfortable. But I only do it after the boyfriend does it. I'm never the first one to break it. Aaron has not
That's
fucking-
patriarchy,
Aaron
bro.
hasn't done it yet.
That's bullshit.
You need to take the reins
Yeah,
and just fucking
take
fart
it
on
back.
him, Barbara.
I
Fart
want
in
to.
his
I think
face.
I have a plan for this. I
Okay.
think I want to like film it when it happens, but like selfie mode, so it's like I could get him in the frame when I fart, and then like see his reaction to it, just to document it, and then play it on the show. I think.
Yeah, no, that's not ever anything I want to be a part of. But I
No?
do appreciate it.
But I
I
get
don't know.
that.
I like the privacy. I like the privacy of like that is a secret thing that you maybe not a secret thing, but like you do it in your own time.
I mean, that is the thing with a lot of unusual turn-ons, though, right? Is that it's theoretically it's taboo, and so it's
Right.
something that you're doing that's taboo together. So it's like almost like very intimate in a way.
Yeah.
Isn't that also the theory behind people who like watching girls pee?
I mean, it's probably along the same lines.
Because it's like it's taboo. It's supposed to be like this private thing that you're not. That,
That's
like,
really-
well, but it's like you're supposed to like pretend that this doesn't exist or like it
Yeah.
doesn't happen, and so like you get access to this intimate moment, this taboo thing, and then like that some people really like that.
Yeah. Aren't you guys, you gals, you women,
Keep going.
females,
One more.
not men, when you're hanging out with your significant others, aren't you just full of farts? Aren't you so uncomfortable that like
I mean, I let her rip. I think it's
you
hilarious.
just don't make a thing of it? Or
Oh
do
no,
you?
because I followed up with.
Yeah. So you do.
And the highlight of my life, because Bernie doesn't like to fart around me, but sometimes he'll fart in his sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I feel so close to you right now.
Like in this moment, this is everything I've ever wanted.
like this is you letting go around me.
Yeah. See, that's what I
appreciate
love
that.
that.
I think I probably have like intestinal problems. Due to the amount
Yeah,
of farts. I'm a very gassy person. I like to fart. I'm very comfortable farting when I'm not around Aaron. But when he's around, I feel that like, oh, I can't do this. Even if I go to the bathroom's like right next to the living room. So like,
Wasting water. And
yeah, wasting water, turning on all the fans.
My favorite thing is that the start to a girl peeing is a fart. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like you always
Yeah.
sit down and go,
Yeah.
which also is difficult in the mornings, where I have to pretend like,
I always do a little dance when I sit in the toilet.
or,
Like, all right, don't
just
let
like
it out.
stand
Don't let it out.
Just cough if you need to. Like,
do you ever do the thing when you don't want someone to hear you fart, so you spread your butt cheeks apart?
and make it just a. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a hot air.
But then that always makes it smell worse, I think.
Yeah.
Because and all the comedy's removed from it. Then that's just like it's gonna piss someone off. 'Cause it's just a
Gross.
stinky one.
right, then you just dropped a bomb and left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to, when I first started dating my current girlfriend, I would, before we were farting in front of each other, I would put on Andrea Bocelli's Conte Partito, which is like,
Conte
Conte. And whenever I went to the bathroom, and that was just the joke of like, oh, he's shitting now.
Yeah.
So, and I would turn it up really, really loud, but it became our like poop song, and now we both do it as a joke, and I think everybody should just fart and poop in front of each other.
I think so too. I don't think though
I'm
people
not going to
should.
poop in front of anybody.
Well, not
Yeah, I don't
poop in front. Maybe not that, but like I remember the first time. We'll call her Tina, my girlfriend. What's wrong?
no, I'm leaning in, just listening.
You're farting. You're spreading your butt cheeks and farting.
And on this vinyl, ain't gonna smell good or sound
that
good.
was a hot one too.
It's a power move
Yeah.
because now the air from my butt will be in your lungs.
Yeah, it just got hot all of a sudden.
Very humid. Everyone's hair just goes.
Tina.
Oh, Tina. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was just gonna say I remember the first time she farted in front of me, and it's like a very special moment in our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm this person.
Maybe you're into it.
You should.
Maybe I should fart during sex or allow her to.
Well,
'Cause I
not-
don't allow her.
You just gotta let Nutty
give
Boy
her a
out
butt plug during
I didn't let Naughty Boy out more.
Yeah.
Naughty Kirk.
Naughty Kirk.
You should just give her a butt plug during sex. That'll solve everything.
Well, she's not
Wait,
farting
what-
too
like,
much.
do you want
Just in case.
a plug or one of those ones that you then people do wrong and they like pull it out like
Oh
they're
my
starting
god,
a lawn
like a lawnmower.
balls.
Yeah. Maybe there's one that's like with a little spigot on it that's like a butt plug, but then you're like, okay, you get one, and then you can turn it back off.
She's like one of those like drink coolers at a party
Yeah.
where you just press the button. And
Yeah, it's just fart.
No, thank you. I don't know. I thought it was funny. It's a hilarious confession.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, if the girl you're with is into it too, or just doesn't mind, you know, if someone I was seeing or sleeping with was into farting during sex, I'd be like, cool, I don't have to hold it in.
Yeah.
So, but would you be like, oh, did you like that? Like, yeah. Like that's just what I imagine it, which is like fine.
Or it's like the opposite of like when a guy's ready to come
Yeah.
and you're just like, you want it?
And it's like,
Fart.
Oh, here it comes.
And then here it comes, but then it's just like
Yeah.
tiny little one. You're like,
he's like, oh, that's no.
Did you have asparagus today?
Oh, grody.
Did you say grody?
Grody.
All right, well, let's move on now to our Ask Us Anything question. This one's submitted by Becky F. And Becky writes, what makes you the most nervous more than anything?
Everything.
I mean, where to start? People
People for sure.
I don't know.
People, places, things.
Strangers.
So for me, it's also everything. I think we do a lot of like live shows and panels and stuff like that. And for some reason, doing stuff like this doesn't make me that nervous. But when I'm physically in front of that group of people, all of a sudden I'm very self-aware. I'm like, there are thousands of people looking at me right now. Even if I'm not talking, they might be looking at me, and I have to be very self-aware. And I just start sweating from every orifice.
Every orifice.
Orifice, yeah.
But just the orifice.
Yeah, like my
Not your
butthole, my nostrils start sweating.
Okay.
Little Barbara down there.
Yeah, my vagina sweats a little bit. And also doing improv, which we talked about right before the show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm put in an improv situation, I get extremely nervous, like to the point where every part of my body's tingling, especially my toes, and I don't know what that is.
Loss
So that
of,
wasn't
loss
a
of
joke.
blood pressure.
No, it was true.
Does your body compensate by just stopping blood?
Maybe.
It's like everything
Here's the
falls
thing. It's
asleep.
like here's the thing. If we make her pass out, we don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Easy out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or just maybe not walk. The toes I can't explain.
I can't explain it.
I feel like I could use improv because like my thing is I'm terrified of strangers. I have my sense of humor, as it were, is extraordinarily awkward.
Yeah.
And so whenever I'm talking to someone that I don't know, I'm like, yes, hello, how are you? And I'm never comfortable around people that I don't know because I don't know
Really? 'Cause it
like
seems like-
what they think or like they're judging me or they're saying clever things and I'm like, I don't have clever responses ready to go. I'm like, I could use just improv and just like getting used to just not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Just like letting it all go.
The yes and mentality.
I could
Yeah.
use some yes and because mostly what I get to is yes.
I mean, there was a time a couple months ago where you and Nick were in town, and I came to one of your improv shows.
Uh-huh.
And when I was watching it, I was like, I could never fucking do this. I don't know how these guys do it.
I think that the best thing that you learn from improv is like bombing doesn't matter and feeling that shame about like even taking classes. Like when I would take classes and go in and bomb and do these horrible scenes and things, afterwards I would be like fearless and nothing could affect me at that point because I had already done this really shitty thing in front of people and then you're just like, well, that's the bottom.
You hit rock bottom.
Yeah, that's like rock bottom. So I feel like if you feel that enough, then you're not afraid of that anymore. And that's what you're essentially afraid of when you're uncomfortable, like in front of people or on stage.
I think a lot of people are just scared of making themselves look like foolish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even when it's like improv in front of no one, like just together, like before the show, you want to do like a little improv game. And that even made us nervous. Where it's just like, I'm going to look stupid for a second.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't get over that.
So nothing makes you nervous now.
No, it does. I mean, not really that side of things. Sometimes that. Like going on auditions is really shitty because it's like 10 people that hate you. They start out hating you, and then you have to win them over. And that, I get a little nervous from that. But one thing right now that I'm going through is Tina is Venezuelan, and she speaks Spanish, and her whole family speaks Spanish. And so I'm trying to learn Spanish. and I get real nervous when I have to like actually talk to them because it's that same like feeling dumb, and I'm like, we go breakfast, eat egg now, you know, like I sound like a baby boy when I in my Spanish knowledge, and so that makes me very self-conscious about speaking.
Oh, but it means so much.
What?
Like
to
I'm sure
learn.
that for her family and for her.
Yeah.
Because I have like my brother. We're Mexican and we all speak Spanish fluently and everything. My brother's wife.
Brag about it, guys.
My brother's wife. Once they got. I mean, she's known our family for years and years and years, but has always made the effort to be like, oh, like, you know, she talks. My grandma only speaks Spanish, so like my grandma's in love with her. She's like, ah, sí, Carolina, qué linda. Like, you know, she's always like loves when she comes to visit because she's like actually tries and communicates with her.
Yeah.
So good on you, Kurt.
I'm trying. It's
That's
really,
awesome.
It's
Always
hard.
appreciated.
Yeah.
My brain is all old and brittle now. It's hard to remember all the words.
Yeah.
You do bring up auditions too, which is funny because I think it's more nerve-wracking being one person in front of like a group of 10 to 15 people. Let's say if they're like looking at your audition or something, or like performing in front of them, versus like one in front of a couple thousand. Because at that point you
Yeah.
almost just like separate yourself from it. But when you could see everyone's eyes on you,
You can see
And
the
lights
judging
are up.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. When you're on stage, you can't really see anything. But in a room, you're like in a fluorescent lit room in some shitty like office park, and
Yeah.
they're just like on their phones and iPads, not looking at you, and you're like, Purina Dog Chow is a very good dog chow.
what a
Don't
great
give a shit.
script.
Yeah, didn't get that one.
But I think most of all, being in like high school or college, having to give those stupid class presentations,
yeah.
that was the worst. Because it's like, these are my peers, they're judging me.
Yeah.
Everyone is fucking nervous during these things. But for
Yeah.
some reason, when you go up, you're just like, I'm doing worse than everyone.
Yep.
I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
You know what I learned doing those though? Is like when you're watching everyone else do them and you're just like, you're just bored and you just want to go and you really don't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, just think, they're probably like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's life. Nobody cares. Nobody's thinking about like how shitty you're doing or how, except right
Oh
now.
my God, that was such a good save.
Impressive.
That's gonna be farts later from all the bubbles.
What's up?
But yeah.
I'm gonna Dutch oven the cat.
Poor Joe. Or what's your other cat's name?
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
She's the one that gets Dutch ovened.
Oh.
She likes if I turn my legs into a tent.
Oh.
That's how she likes to spend her day. And then I'm like, I really want to get up, but I can't. So instead, I just fart until she leaves.
I'm sure there's other people in your household that like when you make your legs into a tent.
Oh yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
I don't understand fully.
For me, not so much like, I've always done okay at like school presentations and stuff. It's more so like serious conversations.
Ooh.
Like every conversation I've ever had in a relationship that's like, oh, you know, like what is this? Like, or every conversation I've ever had with like a boss, like a review or something, I'm always just like, oh fuck. Like even if I know like I've been solid for the whole year, you know, talking to my mom about being gay, that makes me very nervous.
Oh God.
What else? All sorts of things.
Everything. Everything makes me nervous.
Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
When I wake up to when I go to sleep.
Pretty much, yeah. But going back to like with my mom, I came out to my parents years ago, and we just never talked about it. And so now we're like slowly talking about it more and more, and like, oh, like I have this serious relationship that I'm in. So I'm like, Mom, like it makes me nervous even to like bring her up, even though it's okay, but it still isn't okay.
It's still something I think that they're getting used to,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so you have to kind of tread lightly whenever you
Yeah,
talk
so
about
it's
it.
like,
Me and my girlfriend
so yeah.
didn't, but
Don't worry, it's life. It happens.
it's true. For me, when I get really nervous, if it's over a long period of time, like there was this one time I was recording voiceover at Funimation, and it was my first time ever doing like professional voiceover work that wasn't Rooster Teeth, which is not professional. And it was like a 6-hour session, and I remember I was nervous the entire time to the point where like my hands were really clammy, and I was like standing the whole time. And by the end of the 6 hours, my hands were so fucking swollen from all like the blood rushing to my fingers and stuff that like I had to stand like this for a couple hours and shake out my hands just to get the blood back down into my arms.
Yikes.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Not attractive.
I don't know. Some people might really be into that.
Yeah. Big old
Yeah.
swollen hands. Get that swollen hand around my cock.
That'd be great.
It's just like fat fingers. Yeah. And then you can fart in front of them too. Be great.
Being nervous makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Do you ever start like you're thinking about how you're like I shouldn't be nervous, like you don't have to be nervous, and you're trying to talk yourself down, but it's actually just making it worse?
It happens whenever I go to the doctor. Like,
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
What really?
where you're just like, I know what
Yes.
this is gonna happen, or like dentist, whatever it is. I know what's gonna happen. I've been through this 1,000 times, getting a fucking checkup or pap
Butthole
smear,
checkup.
yeah, whatever it is.
Butthole checkup.
You've
Yeah.
been through it 1,000 times. You know you'll be fine right after, but it's the lead up to it.
It's also the way that they, like when you go into the doctor and they're like, okay, well, why don't you just strip down and I'll come back in. And then they roll back in with a nurse
Like a
because,
team.
yeah, with a team because
You're like, by
they
the way,
can't-
so and so's interning.
Right.
We're going to be observing.
And I'm like in my tidy, I don't wear tidy whities, but I like tight, what are they
Boxer
called?
briefs?
Boxer briefs,
Yeah.
yeah. And that sucks. Waiting in that cold room, just like seeing yourself in a different kind of mirror that you never have seen before, and you're just like, oh God. What's...
You're lucky you could at least wear your underwear though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'll have to put on like a.
We're just naked.
We do the
under
thing,
there.
and they're like, all right, here you go. And then they're like, all right, up you go.
Yeah. Let me crank it right up.
Put your feet into some.
What is the crank?
Stirrups?
Yeah, they've got
Oh,
stirrups.
right.
But then they also for girl stuff, like they put a thing in you, and I didn't realize what was happening until someone explained it to me. They take it and they like open it up.
It's a spreader. They put this little metal clamp inside you,
Doesn't it hurt?
and then
It
they go
hurts.
like this,
It
and it goes
There's a second of like,
pressure,
Yeah, it doesn't feel great though.
and then
And they're
take
always
some
tell you to
swabs.
relax, and they're
But
like, "All right, calm down." It's
there's
like,
just
no.
there's something
calm down.
about it. Like there's something unnerving about other people, like knowing or seeing things about you that you will never see. I am
Yeah.
never gonna see. Like that is a bit of
never
me that
see your
I will
cervix.
never see.
never
And
know
there's
what it looks
people out there who have seen it.
Maybe you could take a picture. Maybe just be like,
Can you
"Hey,
do a
I'll be
mirror
like,
stuff?
can you selfie this?
I mean, you can never see like inside.
They, like-
the
But
even
vast
like-
so,
void.
but even so, like I'll never see it. At most, I'll see like I can see a recording of it
Yeah.
or like a reflection, but I'll
Yeah.
never see it,
Is
and
it
that's weird
real?
to me.
well, you've never seen your own face.
Stop it.
Whoa, dude.
I don't like that.
You've never seen your own
I
face.
can see my nose right now.
But you
I can
omit
see
your
my
nose
piercing.
from your vision.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Jaden Smith said that.
You what?
He was talking about it. Like, you see your nose the whole day.
But your brain
but
blocks
your
it out.
brain,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're just-
Yeah. I remember when I first got my piercing, it was really weird.
Because you could always see it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. Let's all take a nose break and just really admire our noses.
It's a good nose.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh.
Also, it's
some Jew
it's
in
when
there.
You move it all around.
Now I'm dizzy.
I can see
I
my
know.
hold on, I can see my lips.
Oh, yeah. What about your chin? Yeah.
I'm having some real
Nope,
troubles
can't
there.
see that one.
What if every reflection and every picture and every video was like a Truman Show situation, and it's all been CGI'd, and you actually don't look the way that you look, right? Did you ever think about that?
I could honestly say no. I have never
I've
thought
never
of
thought
that.
about
have.
Nope.
All right, well, let's take this time to thank Movement Watches. This episode of Always Open is brought to you by Movement Watches. I absolutely love the watch that they sent me, this one right here that I'm wearing. It's sleek and stylish, and I always get a lot of compliments.
I don't see that.
Check it out.
I got
That's
that watch.
sleek.
That's a good watch.
See,
That's a
that's
good
like
watch.
that's like one of the compliments I
That's
get.
a lady watch.
It's a nice little watch.
Movement was started
You
by.
wouldn't think you ever farted.
I don't. Ever.
Ever.
She just lifts off the camera.
Movement was started by two broke college kids that wanted to wear stylish watches but couldn't afford them, so they started their own watch company. The watches start at just $95. At department stores, you're looking at $400 to $500. Movement figured out that by selling online, they are able to cut out the middleman and retail markup, providing the best possible price. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movementwatches.com/open. That's mvmtwatches.com/open. Join the movement.
Join it up.
And they're sleek
And stylish.
and stylish
And sexy.
and sexy.
You know what else is sexy?
Ooh, tell me.
Aliens.
Oh, alien farts.
Aliens are sexy.
So this is our Have You Ever segment, and I'm very curious as to what you guys think about this. This is submitted by Gregory A., and he asks, have you ever thought ghosts or aliens exist?
Duh.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Both?
Well,
Yeah.
it's unnerving though. So I saw Life over the weekend.
What's
Good
that?
movie.
So that's the new movie. It's Ryan Reynolds and it's Jake Gyllenhaal, and they find like a cellular organism on Mars, and then it starts like it's glucose based, so it basically feeds on sugar, and then they bring it up to the ISS, and they're trying to like see if they can like get it living again and like moving and do all that, and they do, and everything goes terrible from there.
Of course.
I won't say more, but I really hope that aliens do not exist.
You hope that they don't.
Yes, they do, probably because
yeah.
I mean, statistically speaking, we're like a teeny tiny corner and like a teeny tiny corner, and if we got the conditions right, somewhere else probably did too.
Yeah. There's probably another group of people making a podcast just like this
Right now.
somewhere else.
If we're very lucky, they're stranded.
I think it is, I'm not going to say dumb, because I don't want to be rude, but it's pretty dumb if people think that aliens don't exist.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the point where we are so small in this universe, like so small, and to think that no life exists anywhere else is, I think, very incompetent.
Yeah, it's very selfish.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we were the only ones that could do it.
Absolutely not. Whether or not they're like fully functional living beings and stuff, the way humans are,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that, but in terms of just life on another planet, absolutely.
Like plants. And the thing is, like any sort of life could theoretically, and that just means that it reproduces and it grows and it dies and so on and so forth. I'm always curious, like aliens are always depicted as having like two eyes and like a face and a mouth, and they've got like they've
Some
got
mouth like
arms.
this.
Sometimes they have extra arms, sometimes they look a little bit like bugs, but overall they tend to be humanoid. I'd be so curious to see what evolutionary factors made something completely unrecognizable.
What if they just look like us?
Well, they do. What's her name? Benedict Cumberbatch is an alien.
Yeah.
Kirk Johnson.
I think Kirk's
Was
an
an
alien.
God, what's her name? Tilda Swinton.
Oh yeah, she's
100% alien.
praying mantis.
I feel like there are some people that I know, Kirk's one of them, who are aliens who know what humans are supposed to be like and are trying their best to replicate
But
that.
missed the mark.
Oh. Point counterpoint.
I'm trying to think if I know who I know like that. Who
That
I
is
know
like
that's
the guy from Men in Black that's like,
Yeah.
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 The Edgar suit.
Hair.
So I grew up. I was born in Roswell originally, and I lived there for like 8 years. And they're obviously like that's like, oh, the crash happened here.
I was gonna say like Roswell, as in like
Roswell,
the
Mexico, yeah.
the okay, cool.
And that town is like
Cool, cool, cool.
covered in.
Born or landed?
From a little one of the like, specimen dishes. What are they
That's where I
called?
came from. Maybe, I don't know. But so that town's super all about aliens. They have like a festival every year. They have like museums. They have all these things. So growing up, I was always like, oh, this is so cheesy and dumb, and like this isn't true. But I don't know. I think there's some truth to it. I think there's definitely, like you said, I think it's ignorant to believe that like there's no other life form.
Ignorant. That's the word I was looking
Yeah.
for.
Like it's dumb to believe that like we're the only ones. Ghosts, I don't know if I like.
I don't believe in ghosts.
I think maybe I believe in like some kind of supernatural like feelings and stuff. Like, but I don't know. That's a tough one.
I mean, I kind of feel like humans are really good at psyching themselves out.
That's your brain is terrible.
Your brain is terrible.
Your brain is your worst enemy.
Yeah,
Your brain
100%.
hates you.
It fills in a lot of gaps for you, and I think that's the issue. Is like when you see something, you're just like, that's a ghost right there.
Yeah.
You don't think like, oh, it's just a shadow of something, or like some flash of light that came in from like a car driving by and something was moving. People just fill in the gaps, and they're just like, it's a ghost.
When I was really little, I had the opportunity to finally get my own bedroom. I wasn't gonna have to share with my sister anymore. But the bedroom was in the basement, and it was next to the laundry room. And at the time, I was worried that the basement was haunted.
Yeah.
And my mom told me, well, you can't have that room if you're gonna be scared in that room. You can't have it. You'll stay here with your sister. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. And so I immediately, like, the first like 2 nights I was down there, I was like, you're good. You're good. You're fine. You're good. And then I survived long enough that I was like, yeah, no, we're fine.
I like how you said survived long enough.
I survived.
None of these ghosts came to
It's
kill
like
you.
nothing came and got me. Like I was fine. Occasionally, like, you know, because my mom, I think, was a total troll, would like put laundry in to start before bed. And so I'd have to like hear it like bumping around to the next room, and I'd be like, but everything was fine.
Does that laundry have a knife?
And after that point, I was like, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
I definitely believe in aliens, however they may look or be, or how many cells they have, but
Or whatever names they give themselves
whatever
when they
names
arrive,
they
like
give
for
themselves,
example,
like
Kirk.
Johnson.
Kirk C. Johnson.
But I think we'll find them in our solar system.
You think so?
Maybe. I think maybe Europa, the
The
frozen
moon.
planet.
Frozen. Frozen moon.
Yeah, it's a Jupiter moon, I think.
It's my
Okay.
pet name for it.
And it's just frozen, and underneath it is like it's an entire ocean, I think.
Yeah, they think
I could be wrong
there's
about all this
liquid
stuff.
water
I saw
on
the movie.
Europa. I
my
think
God.
it's just
Yeah,
like
there's-
under a supercrust.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We have enough scary things in our waters. Can you imagine what like alien underwater
Ugh.
things?
Like
With no
Jupiter
light
moon
or,
monsters
like,
are
very
gonna be
little
like.
light.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already terrified of our ocean.
They could have
Yeah.
way extra fins.
Do you think we'd ever meet them?
Maybe.
I bet we
I don't-
already have.
You think so?
Not us, but
No, us right now.
You think? No, I don't think in our
No.
lifetime.
I think it's gonna take a little bit more. We're gonna have to we're gonna have to take some serious booze to get through all that ice.
you don't think there's like been some government contact or like the government knows and it's just like
I don't know.
they can't
I think
handle
I think
this.
you're giving the government too much credit to like, get there in a short period of time and like on a budget. I think we're gonna need to go talk to like all the warring billionaires who are like, space travel is affordable with us. Come be a space tourist.
Yeah, it's probably just like wherever there is life, it's probably too far away to ever see them.
Yeah.
Well, but there's also the possibility that they have made some discovery, and can you imagine how apeshit people would go?
Oh, yeah, that's
it would be like the end of.
You mean like
civilization.
every movie ever?
Yeah.
I saw Arrival.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's a
Arrival was
scary
shit.
Yeah.
Scary reality.
I watched it the other day and I was like, oh shit, oh my god.
But I feel like that to me, Arrival did a really good job at depicting what it would actually be like if there was like an alien ship that landed.
You mean like suddenly just everyone,
Just
like
fucking
society just melts?
goes bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we would bomb them.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Do you
yeah.
really think
And-
it'd be that bad? I feel like we live in an age where everyone would read the link at the top of Reddit and then go, knew it.
I just
and then they'd be like, all right, we're cool.
I just think our society is too driven by fear
yeah.
to the point where they would just be like too scared of the unknown, and this thing is like, oh, we've thought this could happen, it's actually happening. Everyone fucking freak the fuck out.
That's true. We fear and hate ourselves. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's no one I hate more than me.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I'm going to deal with aliens.
What about ghosts?
Ghosts, I've had personal
For a second, I
experience
thought you
with.
said Gus, and I was like, oh, yeah, no.
I don't believe in
also.
Gus, honestly.
Him-
I don't get it, why everybody thinks he's real. I used to work at a, my first job out of college was at this company downtown, and it was like one of those old buildings, you know, it was an old morgue. And
Oh, shit.
the morgue was on the bottom, or I'm sorry, it was a hospital, but on the bottom floor was a morgue. And I would always have to work late at night, and I was the last one there. And one night specifically, I'm like getting kind of, I really am. I like had to go downstairs to the morgue thing that was now like.
The morgue thing, yes.
Well, now it wasn't a morgue anymore. It was now like an apartment that people would stay in.
Jesus
when they,
Christ.
Wait, hold on. Was it like those Japanese like capsule hotels? They're like, all right,
No.
lay down on this shelf.
It used to have those, the like roller things.
Oh.
But so I went down there and got this thing and felt really icky. And I think, yeah, it's your brain filling in blanks because I didn't, I had like chills and stuff. But then I went upstairs and I was working and I was, again, the last person there. And I just felt like all these kind of breezes and stuff, and nothing was, no windows were open or anything like that.
You're inside, yeah.
And I was inside, and all of a sudden, like a door slammed, and I felt something. I felt like something come from my feet, up my body, like and out, and just freaked the fuck out.
Your
and like
spirit leaving your body.
maybe.
So whose spirit do you have now?
Well, maybe I'm like some old Victorian hussy that. But that was.
She's like, let's get nutty, Kirk out. Let's go.
Yeah,
What's
I've
up?
changed. I've been a real bad boy since then. But that, and I felt a lot of things like that. But I sincerely believe that I think spirits can be trapped in this realm.
Well, there's
That glove was so creepy.
There's something
do.
really sad though about the idea that like when you die, that's it. Like you
Yeah.
are just gonna get eaten by a bunch of worms and you don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
like
Yeah.
to me,
I get it. Like,
I
that's
like the
something-
idea of your spirit living on and being able to haunt people or to be a ghost after you die.
Shit.
That's the headline. I was like, yeah, think about things that you could like do that you didn't do in life, or that you could like help your descendants. And it's like, no, I could haunt the shit out of.
Well, just even
like
just
I
being
got
a witness to it,
Yeah.
I think would be a like. I say it's like oh, so cool, but like after you die, that to know that like you just don't live on and just that's it, you're gone. But to be able to see what happens and fuck with people or slam
all the
doors
Although,
technology.
although then
Yeah.
you get like, is being a ghost the worst case of FOMO you could ever have?
probably.
Yeah, because
it's
you
like, can't
see all
fucking
the
do
shit
that.
happening, but you're just like,
Like, right, like let's say like you see the future happening and you see like they finally got those goddamn hoverboards that they've been promising
The
forever.
aliens.
Oh, yeah.
And there's aliens and now everyone's like banging aliens and you're sitting here going, where was all of this when I was alive?
As a ghost, though, can you teleport?
Probably. I bet. I'm imagining, or you could like just easily get on a plane and just like sit, just hang out as it travels, and you just hop off and
Find a first class seat
Europe.
that's not taken.
yeah, or just sit on their lap and let give them a real weird boner.
I sense a
Yeah,
presence.
I think I believe that there can be like some kind of spirituality where it's like maybe if they leave things unfinished, maybe. But I don't know. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of like living forever or like outliving people that I want to be living with.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
get
it would
that.
suck if it's like 100 years from now and I'm still here and you guys are all fucking dead.
I feel like everyone has had some experience though with some supernatural type feeling. Like I know Gavin, who works here at the company, he used to stay in a spare bedroom that Jeff had in like this little loft area, and he said that so many times he would like crawl up the ladder to where the bed was, and there was like a window that was outside, and he said that he saw like a face in the window like every time he would go up there. And to the point where, like, every time he went to bed, he would have to close his eyes when he was climbing his ladder because he didn't want to look outside,
Oh, it's so creepy.
which would creep me the fuck out. I'd be like, I'm moving
Yeah,
right
bye.
now.
Yeah.
I see a ghost every time I try to borrow the on-the-spot microphones for a nose live stream.
That's just John.
Well, here's you know what it is? The cardboard cutout of Gus. It haunts the room where there's mics are stored, and the lights on like motion sensors, so they're always off. It's always dark when you go in there. And I always go in there, and even knowing that goddamn cardboard cutout is there, I just go.
Yeah. Always
Well, we
scares-
used to have it.
I
hanging.
figured that's my payment for borrowing.
Yeah, there's a cardboard cutout of Gus that has been with Rooster Teeth, I think, for 8 years or so.
At
and
least, and it's broken at the knees now.
Yeah, it's broken.
When I first started, people would hide it in the bathroom, but only like to the point where you'd have to like go in, shut the door, turn on the light, and then it would appear like it was just beyond the door. Scare me so much.
We
that thing.
when Tyler and I used to work over here in the studio, it kind of like rotated places. Like you'd find Gus in like the most odd places. And so one day he found him and he was like, "Hey, he's just hanging out there. Like, help me tape him up." And so I was like, "Okay." And so we went into that little room where we store him. And if you look up, there's still tape on the ceiling. I guess someone ripped it down because it pissed them off so much. But we like hoisted him up and then like taped it completely. So he's literally just hanging there.
You would like
he would
with the
yeah.
breeze and stuff.
And so when you would open the door,
brutal.
and it's motion sensor, so you would open the door, and then it would take like 2 seconds, and the light would flick on, and then all of a sudden you'd just be like, "Oh my god!" Like every time.
Oh my God.
You sat there, so you knew every time someone found
I
it.
used to record people, and it got to the point where, like, because it was always Bethany and her girls would go from, because they used to be back here, and they would just like walk around and take that exit.
Yeah.
And every time they would scream, but I guess maybe it was that. Maybe she got so pissed off she just ripped him off. the
At what
ceiling.
point you should move it to a different location? Just to, like,
Put it back
take him out of there and be like, "Where'd Gus go?
Yeah.
Where is
Oh
he?"
my god, he's no longer.
He's
here
on the
anymore.
move.
Just give people. My TV used to flick on in the middle of the night in one of my apartments. It was like an older building too, which to me, just logically thinking, I'm like, well, the electric was probably kind of wonky, and it was an old TV and all that shit. But
ghost
it would never just turn on to whatever channel I was watching. It'd always turn on to the static. That kind of shit.
But it was a TV that when you turned it off and turned it back on, it would start at the channel you were last watching.
That's a
That's
ghost.
a ghost. Yeah.
That's 100%
That's
a
easy.
ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it off.
So what was it trying to tell you?
Watch more TV.
Check out this static, bro.
It's gonna be raining tonight.
Yeah.
It's like, I really feel like you could use the white noise.
It's true. That's the thing. It's like people are always like, "Oh, ghosts are scary," but like, why would they be scary?
Because they're bored, and what do people do when they get bored? Usually it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Scary.
No, I
people?
think they're usually
Masturbate?
they need help.
Yeah, but if you
Like-
can't masturbate, how angry are you going to be?
Oh, that's true.
Pretty angry.
Right? at all the things that are living in can
Wait.
masturbate.
Tried to go on, it just like goes right through your whole skin.
Yeah. So you're gonna look at all these people out there masturbating. You're gonna get so mad that
so
they can
horny
masturbate
and
and you
so
can't.
mad.
And you can't masturbate when you're a ghost because
Probably
you have
not.
ghost hands.
You have nothing to masturbate.
You don't
Well, you
have.
still
You
have
lose your
everything.
dick and
Do you
vagina
lose your-
when you.
Well, I mean,
Sexual
you're no
organs?
longer corporeal.
A what?
Yeah, but I mean, they can still do their hair. You know.
But you can imagine your hair however you want.
Well,
Can you
if-
imagine
Can
your
you
dick
imagine,
however you want?
can you
Yeah.
imagine yourself an orgasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
That's what a wet
that
dream
seems-
is.
That seems like a process.
That's how that ghost sitting on people's laps is how wet dreams happen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
might
all a
be-
wet dream is. Is sex
know-
with a ghost.
I know Bernie had a wet dream on a plane one time. Maybe that was just a ghost.
Maybe it was hitching a ride.
It was that ghost. Yeah, ghost going to Europe.
Ghost dad.
Ghost dad. All right. Well, thanks also to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode of Always Open. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to create a website or online store. They have beautiful award-winning designer templates, 24/7 customer service, and domains. If you get a domain name, you can make websites about ghosts or aliens or anything you believe in.
Ghostplane.com.
Ghost plane?
Ghostplane. Plane ghost.
If you've been thinking about starting your own website, like one of these, or online store, you could start your free trial today at squarespace.com/alwaysopen and enter offer code ALWAYSOPEN to get 10% off your first purchase. Make your next move with Squarespace. Have you ever made a website, Kirk? Man, I think now's the time.
I guess I made one website in school.
You guess?
Yeah.
Well,
But it was
what
just
was it
like
about?
Kirk's homepage. And it was like
Is that like
pictures.
HTML programming class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like stuff I liked, like soccer and movies.
I made one, but it was all fairies.
You could
Oh,
do
yeah?
Kirk Johnson is a real human and not an alien.com.
That's
Yeah.
probably
There's a
available.
subreddit you'd really like called, was it Totally Not Robots?
I've seen that.
There might be
Yeah.
a Totally Not Aliens as well, who knows?
Probably.
If
There
not,
will
you
be
could
now.
start one. TotallyNotAliens.com. Thanks, Squarespace.
TotallyNotAliens.KirkJohnson.com.
.gov.
.gov.
Because I'm owned by the government.
Beep boop boop up. Okay, guys, let's finish things off with our Sexpertise question. I love this one. I'm so excited. It's submitted by Anonymous, but 20-year-old male. Keep
Been
that in
there.
mind. I know. Me too.
Yep.
Wait, sorry.
I have been going out with my partner for 2 years now. As far as I could tell, she is completely sexually fulfilled, and we have a very active sex life. But I have a foot fetish that she isn't fully aware of. I have semi-suggested it to her. Semi-suggested it to her? Before, and she has turned it down. There was one time where she explored it, and I loved it, and I told her this. But I don't think she realizes how much this means to me. This is the first time I have ever felt this connected with someone before, and I really love her, but I can't help but feel conflicted about this because I essentially have to keep part of my personality from her. But on the other hand, I am terrified of scaring her off. What do you guys think I should do? I could really use an unbiased opinion. And then he put a too long, didn't read, I have a fetish. Girlfriend doesn't realize I am conflicted.
I mean, so she probably has an indication, right? If
She's got it down.
if you've explored it and you were like, that's hot, I like that, she's got to notice some degree.
I would think so.
But he hasn't fully sat down and been like, this is what I'm into.
Been like,
Yeah.
babe, your feet, I like them.
I totally get that though. If you're into something that in society it considers it weird or kind of like off from the norm, and being able to open up about that to someone who you like are really into, I totally get like, oh, I might scare this person off if they
Yeah.
think it's weird and they are never going to want to talk to me again.
I mean, that's the trick, is it's always a risk.
Always.
There's never a way to do it that guarantees that it's going to come out exactly the way you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that he mentioned that they're having a very good relationship and it's 2 years long and all of these things, that at that point you should have trust. And I'm sure that she does have this sort of, I'm sure she loves him and might not care as much as he's thinking. Like,
Yeah.
if you're that deep into a good relationship, you just gotta be open and say what you want and what you like, and don't say it when you're like naked in bed and being like, I really wanna fuck your feet. Like, it needs to be a conversation that's had like completely removed from sex, and it's just like, hey, this is a real thing for me that I want, and I want to fuck your feet.
Do you not feel like it would be awkward if you talk about it when you're not in a sexual,
What do you mean, like,
I think, like, that makes
at a
it-
picnic?
or like at dinner?
No, not a dip, but just like, hey, there's something I want to talk to you about. Because I feel like whenever you bring up sexual issues in the time of sex, it never goes well because there's all this like.
Like, it's already heated. There's
It's already
already like
heated and-
emotions and juices flowing.
Yeah, because and then she's like, oh, so I'm not good enough for you. This, the insecurities that come along with that. And I feel like, I mean, my thing is always like, with any problem, bring it up when you're not mad.
Right.
And that's not that she would get mad, but sort of that mentality of like, bring it up in a neutral situation.
When your emotions aren't already high.
Yeah. Also, like, feet, everyone likes a good foot. I don't think it's that crazy that she would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not
wrong.
like.
I think with any new fetish, especially when you're introducing it to a partner that you're with, you have to start off slow.
Yeah.
So maybe it's one of those things where it's like he could start like she could like rub him with her foot, or just like she could just like slowly start to utilize them in whatever they do.
Foot
But
job. I've had a foot job.
Oh, have you?
have
Sure.
you really?
Yeah.
How was it?
Tell us more.
It was great. I mean, it's not something that I'm not like lubing up toes and having sex with them, but like it's fun and it feels like a stranger,
Wait, were
Uh,
they your own
Wait,
feet?
No, not my own feet. But you know what the stranger
are
is?
you?
Where you sit on your arm. You sit on your arm.
make-
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
isn't
guess
that
no.
the point where it's like it's not yourself doing
You're
it? So
pretending
wouldn't,
it's not
even
you.
if a girl was going to
This
town?
guy's gonna get me. I'm just gonna talk directly. no, no, but it's like it's like uncoordinated and it's weird and different and it's just exciting, and like putting feet in your mouth is fun.
Well, maybe.
And-
So what? And also, like, I don't know necessarily what direction foot fetishes run, but it's always easy to like slow roll it as well.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a good foot massage.
Yeah.
Well, with a few exceptions. Let's not say everyone. Let's not generalize. A lot of people really like foot rubs. You can progress to maybe kissing on feet. Say like,
Yeah.
you cap off a nice foot rub and go. Mwah. Be like, you're a good foot.
I
like
would
you
also
foot.
recommend like complimenting
And then-
her feet a lot.
Yeah.
Like saying, "Oh, you have
Not like
beautiful
overly,
feet."
not like too much. It's like,
Yeah, but like a lot of people are
want your
insecure about
foot in
feet.
my-
I'm insecure about my feet. I think my
About
feet
how
are
they
all
look?
like wonky. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I got these little curly toes, and I'm like, ugh.
Well,
So,
you know.
maybe like, just compliment the feet, be nice to the feet, and then like work up from there.
hello, foot.
If you hadn't guessed, we know nothing about foot. We're trying to help you.
We're trying.
Like take
but-
the foot out on a date.
Yeah.
Talk to its parents.
While you're eating dinner, just like have her like put her foot up on the table, join you for dinner. Why not?
maybe
Wine and dine it.
Give it its own place setting.
Yeah.
But just like you can roll up from there, like getting the feet more involved and making, well, also like touching and interacting with feet less. I don't know, like almost like taboo, because a lot of feet don't get touched much.
Right.
They
That's
do a
why
lot
it's
of
so
walking
fun.
and they don't get a lot of things.
Did you write this question?
No, but feet. I mean, when you get your toes sucked on, have you guys ever had that?
No.
No. It feels. I mean, it's something that you never gets.
It's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's not ignored, but it's not paid attention to as much as other sexual
Yeah.
organs.
Right.
It's like a back
Places.
scratch.
Right.
You can't scratch your own back. I guess you can suck on
You
your
can
own
suck your
toes.
I mean, look,
It's not the same.
babies do it a lot.
Scratch their own backs, suck on their toes.
Suck on their toes.
Yeah.
Like, we know anything about babies, it's that like
They're on
They got it.
They're
they're
fucking
just
freaks.
like I like this, I'm going for it.
Right.
Well, I think the thing is here, he wants advice about how to go about this, but I think, and it's obvious to me that he obviously loves her very much.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're in that situation, then she probably loves him very much too.
Yeah.
And if it's a good relationship, a healthy relationship, they should be okay about talking about this openly and feeling comfortable to be like, this is something I'm interested in trying or experimenting with. And, I feel comfortable enough with you that you might accept this from me and we could try it. If you're not into it, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's always good to be aware of what the other person feels comfortable with and comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And even if it is something you're into and they're not, learning to compromise on that somewhat.
Yeah, because I think I don't think that's a deal breaker. I don't think it's
Right.
like, oh, you won't let me fuck your feet, so like this isn't gonna work out. It's like, okay, well, we tried it, or maybe it's a thing where it's like, hey, like this is what I'm into. could we try it? And hopefully she'd be open to the idea. And then afterwards she'd be like, hey, that was okay. We can keep doing it. Or she'll be like, I wasn't really that into it. It turns me off or it doesn't work for me. And then he's like, okay, well, we tried it. So that's it. But
And if it is at the point where it is a deal breaker for you, then it's a deal breaker for you.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're with someone who is very not into it and turned off by it, let's say, then and it's something that you need to
Yeah.
feel sexually satisfied, then you know, you have to think about that. You have to consider that.
yeah.
Communication is key.
Yep.
Communication.
I'm gonna quote you on that because I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Shut up. Whatever.
But when did you have some feet action going on?
I mean, I don't make a day of it and do like, hey, we're gonna have feet sex this time. But I've definitely, it's come up where like, you know, sex has started by the rubbing of a foot on genitalia, and it started to turn on everyone at home. But
Her on you
it's
or
never
you on
like
her?
it's never like to completion. But it's something fun that could start an experience.
Well, if you're just like lying on the couch together and like a foot
Yeah.
happens to graze over some.
Yeah.
And then you
Sexual.
grab the foot and you like get the toes just right.
Suck on the whole thing.
Yeah, I wonder if he's wanting.
Very aggressive.
That is the closest we'll ever see.
You've done it.
Yeah, I suck on whole feet all the time.
Do you think it's that he wants?
So many
toes?
people just were like, I am so sad she's a lesbian right now.
I was just thinking that of people who are like, oh my God, thank God she's gay. That's
How you do it, right? Oh my God, I'm sweaty.
Does he want to have sex with feet, or like, does he want his feet sucked on? I don't think it
he
says.
It doesn't
but-
really
Fine.
specify.
But
Yeah.
none of that's like super weird. You know?
Yeah, I don't.
Like
Yeah, he says
none
he-
of that's like alarming or none of
Says
that's
he has
like
a foot fetish. Semi-suggested
disturbing
it to
in a
her, and she has turned it down. But there was one time that they explored it, and he liked it a lot.
yeah.
I think the fact that he's built it up to this point where he hasn't brought it up to her again
Yeah.
is fetishizing it even more,
Right.
making it this taboo and
Like,
crazy thing, and
super
it's just
dirty when it's
not
not.
that dirty.
It's also
yet.
like there are some people maybe when they hear foot fetish, they're instantly like taken back by that. No, it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, that's something is like society sees as weird, so I don't want to do that. But instead of just being in it with someone and then like, oh, there's a foot here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of into feet. What's up?
Why not? So I don't know. But I would definitely say you need to talk to her about it.
Communication is key.
Kirk Johnson, 2017.
I would say that.
Michael Scott.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Well, good luck, anonymous 20-year-old male. Let us know how
Let
it
us
goes.
know. Yeah.
And we're not trying to like shame anyone from
Yeah,
what
I mean,
they're
I
into.
am.
Except Meryl.
But
But only because that's what she's into.
hey, we're going about like whole feet, everyone. Just try it out.
I feel like you're being very generous with the size of the feet.
It's like a foot, right?
It's like a sandwich size.
Well, you can
Yeah.
kind of crumple up the
like-
toes and get it.
Yeah, I guess you
underneath
could.
Yeah.
Have you ever used your foot on a lady?
Into her vagina? No.
Or like on it?
Trim the toenails way
Maybe,
up.
but in the same way of just like, hello, how are you? But never like
Just
take
ringing the
this a
doorbell.
step
I
further,
see.
and then I undo her pants with my toes and try to unzip it with her my toes, and then like
And then you just see a foot come up onto her face and like
Yeah.
graze her cheek.
I think
her hair behind her ear.
life's too short not to try things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's like if you want to fart, if you want someone to fart on you while you're having sex, if you want to play with some toes, why not?
I think everyone should be open to trying it once. To the girlfriend out there, you got to give it one try. And then,
Is this a message to your girlfriend right now?
no?
Tina.
Tina.
if you're watching, just give it a fucking try. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
I agree. There's a lot of things like you don't know if you'll enjoy. They might sound weird or they might sound like you're not sure if you're going to be into it. But until you've tried it, you don't actually know if you're into it.
true.
You might be in the middle of it and be like, no,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then you know.
and that's fine.
Or you're like, fuck yeah, give me that foot. Mm-hmm.
There's also some fun in like
Put it in.
Put that foot in me.
there's also some fun in doing things that your partner really enjoys.
Yeah.
Like I get so much satisfaction in doing something that my partner enjoys and that makes him feel good. Even if it's something that I'm not necessarily into or turned on by it, but if they are, then like that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So maybe it just could be one of those things where it's like, you know, You're into this? Cool. I'll do it.
Yep. Good luck.
Good luck. All right. Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you all for joining me. Kirk,
Thank you
thanks
for
for
having us,
coming
Kate.
out. We love you.
Love you guys.
And don't think you're an alien.
I mean, you're just
whatsoever.
Totally
you're,
not an
you're
alien.
okay. You're okay.
I know. I have no self-esteem.
Cheers to Alien Kirk.
To alien.
Cheers.
So wait, negging doesn't work?
No, it just reaffirms my